Genesis chapter 11, King James Version. Verse 1. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. Verse 2. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. Verse 3. And they said one to another, Go to, let us make brick, and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. Verse 4. And they said, Go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. Verse 5. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower, which the children of men builded. Verse 6. And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Verse 7. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. Verse 8. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Verse 9. Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth, and from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth. Verse 10. These are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and begat Arpachshad 2 years after the flood. Verse 11. And Shem lived after he begat Arpachshad 500 years and begat sons and daughters. Verse 12. And Arpachshad lived 35 years and begat Shelah. Verse 13. And Arpachshad lived after he begat Shelah 403 years and begat sons and daughters. Verse 14. And Shelah lived 30 years and begat Eber. Verse 15. And Shelah lived after he begat Eber 403 years and begat sons and daughters. Verse 16. And Eber lived 430 years and begat Peleg. Verse 17. And Eber lived after he begat Peleg 430 years and begat sons and daughters. Verse 18. And Peleg lived 30 years and begat Reu. Verse 19. And Peleg lived after he begat Reu 209 years and begat sons and daughters. Verse 20. And Reu lived 230 years and begat Serach. Verse 21. And Reu lived after he begat Serach 207 years and begat sons and daughters. Verse 22. And Serach lived 30 years and begat Nachor. Verse 23. And Serach lived after he begat Nachor 200 years and begat sons and daughters. Verse 24. And Nachor lived 29 years and begat Terach. Verse 25. And Nachor lived after he begat Terach 119 years and begat sons and daughters. Verse 26. And Terach lived 70 years and begat Abram, Nachor, and Haran. Verse 27. Now these are the generations of Terach. Terach begat Abram, Nachor, and Haran. And Haran begat Lot. Verse 28. And Haran died before his father Terach in the land of his nativity, in Ur of the Chaldees. Verse 29. And Abram, Nachor, took them wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nachor's wife Milcah, the daughter of Haran. the father of Milcah, and the father of Ishkar. Verse 30. But Sarai was barren, she had no child. Verse 31. And Terach took Abram his son, and Lot the son of Haran his son's son, and Sarai his daughter-in-law, his son's Abram's wife, and they went forth with them from Ur of the Chaldees to go into the land of Canaan. And they came into Haran and dwelt there. Verse 32. And the days of Terach was 205 years, and Terach died in Haran.